Today guys, the LT1 finally goes to the machine shop. And them heads yonder, those guys. We're gonna adjust the spring heights to make sure they're all gonna work with our springs. So stay tuned for that. Finally got around to working these LT1 heads again. I know it's been a long time since I've done any videos, but I'm extremely busy at work, and when you get home sometimes, you know, my commute and all that, I don't really feel like doing anything. But today, I have a long weekend, and I decided to finally get these bad boys done. So remember I told you guys a long time ago that we're gonna go over how to check your install height. See right here, going in the line, this is great. Good, close enough, close enough, close enough. I got to this one, which is 1 inch, 750 thousandths. I was like, that is way too off. And the reason for that is because probably when this had a valve job, the machine shop who did it, at the time it might have been good, it might have been close enough for the smaller cam that I had. But now that we're going bigger on the cam, we need to correct that. So this is how you do it. This right here is the retainer. You see you can't put it in here because it won't go in there correctly. It measures based off of this portion and this portion. And I'll show you how you can check that. Let's go over here to like 1 inch, 800 thousandths. If we pick this guy up, turn on zeroed, if we go over here, you'll see that it is indeed 1 inch, 800 thousandths. So that's correct. So that's measuring from this side to this side. All right. So let's go ahead and put this bad boy on there. So we're gonna take it, we're gonna put it upside down, like I said before, because if you look right here, like I said before, measures from right here to right here. So if this is not flush with the top of that, where the spring seats, you're gonna get a bad measurement. So it's very important. And the quick way, the easy way to do this is just turn it upside down. See, it fits directly on top. I hope you can see that. So we're gonna turn it upside down, screw it all the way in, and we're gonna grab the locks, and we're gonna stack the locks on first. Like so, pull it up, keep it locked in, and then we're going to, hope if I can do this without blocking, so you guys can see it. We're going to turn this down all the way till it stops. I know I'm blocking, but we'll show you guys this in a second. All right, and make sure this is completely flush, not off the one side or the other. And then we're going to turn this so we can see it, and we're going to get our measurement. And we're going to make sure it's tight again. Now keep in mind, it is upside down. It's slightly over 1 inch, 800 thousandths, but that is good enough for government work. And before, it was 1 inch, 750 thousandths, which is not close enough for me. And I'll show you how I fixed that using the Redneck Engineering School of Hard Knocks. All right guys, remember, whenever you're taking your measurements, make sure you put the locator in there, because it has one sole purpose, and that is to keep this spring from jumping around. You can see that? If you don't put it in there, you're missing this measurement right here. So how did I get this down here without going and buy like a $100 tool? Well, what I did was horribly weld one of my old spring locators to this socket, and then I glued some heavy duty sandpaper to the locator, and of course with the valve out, make sure I don't lose my number, put it in place. I would take some WD-40, spray it on here. Never do it without WD-40, and you just put it on there like so. Take your drill and you go that way and that way, kind of work around like that too, make sure you're not missing anything. And you can see it's taking off all the aluminum. I didn't want to do it too long because I already got it at the correct height. And then you do that a couple of times, and when you're done, and what you want to make sure in between sessions, get rid of all the aluminum that's built up so it doesn't clump up. Get rid of it there, and then get rid of it around the guide. And you check it, make sure you flush the guide out of all the little shavings that's in there. It's a long process, but hey man, I had all the stuff laying around, so $90 turned into a free tool that works pretty darn good. This is something else that you guys need to look for. I'm just holding the retainer and the spring up so it's locked on there. And a lot of times when your diameter of your spring gets too big, depending on your head, you have to watch out for stuff like this. Oh man, what the heck is that? Oh, that thing's junk. Look at that, I just noticed that. Look at this. Junk. I have to get a new, I'm gonna send it back to comp to get this rebuilt. Anyways, yeah, look for that stuff too. All right, so a lot of times these go on there depending on the height of it, and if the diameter just gets too big, what'll happen is as this comes down, it'll actually hit, and that can cause some serious issues. It'll like cause your RPM to break up in high RPM. It can actually drop a valve and all types of stuff. So the reason why I got this from the size I did, so that way when it goes up and down, it's not going to hit. So that's one thing you guys need to look out for. Man, that thing, that is horrible. Look at that. Oh well, you can probably rebuild. Well, that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. I'm going to continue on down the line, this head, another head, and make sure all my tolerances are very close to the same. I'm going to keep them all within this. And also, that was a good indication. I'm glad I saw that, because this guy right here, this right here could be back here where you can't see it. You just kind of glance over like this. Yeah, she's good to go. Then all of a sudden, look at that. That is something that'll cause all sorts of problems later on in your motor. So when you're rebuilding your motor, make sure all your old stuff, like, you know, the bearings feel nice and smooth. There's no like little lumpiness going around in here. That these guys are all nice and smooth too. Because man, I'm not sure how that happened, but that is horrible. Man. But yeah, look at everything, guys. I mean, I would even go as far as using your calipers and making sure that all of your spring locators are the same, and all of these guys right here are the same, your retainers, just to make sure that you won't get too different of a measurement on the spring height. And if you're really about it, you will have a, I'm not, because you will have a tool that will check each spring for the pressure at a given lift. I don't have that. I mean, I'm pretty budget, so I don't really do too many cars. I just do my own stuff. And I'm just gonna hope that comp made all these the same and tested them before they went out to me. But there's always the exception. But yeah, make sure everything looks good. Until next time, guys, happy wrenching and peace out.